What's up, YouTube? Sorry for my really shitty lighting situation right now. That's still not fixed. But anyway, so I shot this entire video last week thinking everything was going to be good and it would be out last week. But I put it on my flash drive, put it on my computer, and for some reason the entire video disappeared. So that's why I have to refilm it now. And so, a little disclaimer, I used to do these kind of videos way back, I think almost over a year ago. And in the beginning they got a lot of love, and then I guess somebody posted it on a forum or on their Tumblr or something. Someone who probably strongly disagreed with anything I said or just misinterpreted the whole video series. But anyway, so it ended up having it had a pretty decent amount of views and a pretty decent amount of likes at the time. And then randomly it got 120 dislikes or something. I was like, yo, where the fuck did this come from? And I guess it's because a lot of people kind of thought that I was telling people what to wear or what not to wear. They thought I was dissing whatever they were into, which if you kind of rewatch those old ass videos, maybe you don't want to because they were filmed on a MacBook FaceTime camera, so they look kind of really shitty. But if you want to go watch them, you'll see that I said these are just my least favorite trends at the moment, and they're things that I think are fads and aren't going to last very long. And that's all I said. I think in both of those videos, I said probably 2 to 5 times in each one, wear whatever you want. I'm not trying to say, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody or anything like that. And I guess some people probably only watched the first minute, or they just read the titles and immediately disliked. But as time progressed, things change and what people are into. So I think maybe a full year later it started getting a bunch of likes after I unlocked the video, because I did have it private for quite a while for other reasons. I think I had copyright music or whatever, and they started agreeing with me, and I started getting comments agreeing with everything that I said in the video. But I'm starting to think that that's only because time progressed and those things that were once really hyped and really cool were now seen as kind of uncool and corny. So I don't know, I guess it always is going to take time with these videos, if people really get all up in their feelings and get offended. But yeah, I mean, so we're going to do it again. We're going to see how the reaction is this time around. And like I said, I'm not saying don't wear any of this, and some of this stuff I kind of like. I'm just saying it's kind of being overdone by some retail chains, and sometimes they're not even being done well. So that's kind of where the problem is. And also maybe, it's just things that I think are kind of overhyped now, and maybe even 6 months or less from now, people won't even be wearing them and they'll start acting like they never wore it. So yeah, let's just get right into this. At number 5, I have overly ripped athletic wear, or just basic essentials. And what I mean by that is you'll walk into H&M, plain white tee, right? Perfectly good plain H&M white tee, and it has 50 fucking moth cheese grater holes in it, and they're charging $20 more than it would cost to get a normal t-shirt from them. And it's the same shirt, you can totally tell it's the same cut, the divided tag or whatever that little brand is within H&M. And they're charging $25 for it. And it looks fucking stupid, because think about it, it's summer right now. If you wear that to the beach, you fall asleep, fucking lazy bone the sand, just fucking asleep and shit, snoring your ass off. You're gonna wake up with the fucking gnarliest fucking tan in the world. And you pay 20 bucks more for a shirt with moth holes in it, when you could just buy the normal H&M shirt, or just get a fucking knife and just stab the hell out of the shirt. It'll look exactly the same for $20 less. And the other thing I'm noticing in Top Man or Forever 21 or any of those kind of stores, they have all these sweatpants with holes in them. And it's to me, it's one thing to have distressed denim or something like that, and it's another thing to have something that's athletic wear with just tons of holes in them, and it just seems really kind of stupid to me, and I'm pretty sure that's not a thing that's gonna last. And the thing that I think is hilarious is with all these stores, you'll see that they'll have something that looks exactly the same without holes for less. So you're paying more for the exact same hoodie that's on the other side of the store with 85 holes in it. Why? I personally just don't understand it. I do think distressed jeans and denim jackets and stuff like that are cool. I don't really wear anything with a bunch of holes in it. I don't really want to look like The Walking Dead, but it's just me. I do like ripped jeans. Will I probably wear them? I don't think so, but it's just personal preference. Obviously, everyone has their own take on it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about seeing sweatpants with holes in them, sweatshirts with holes in them going for insane prices, and basic t-shirts with like 50 holes in them for $20 more than the t-shirt that's right next to it that's exactly the same. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next one, we got the slip-on checkered Vans, and here's the funny thing about that, is when I was in high school, the slip-on checkered Vans were kind of primarily worn by a lot of people that kind of were seen like as kind of nerdy, at least in my school, and I remember a lot of kids got picked on for wearing those, which, I mean, I don't understand, they're just shoes. I mean, they don't look bad, or like they look totally fine. And they were always available. Like any Van store you could have walked into from 2009 to like 2015. They were always there, sitting on shelves. Nobody was buying them. Nobody even took a second glance to look at those. And all of a sudden, you know, Jerry Lorenzo, Justin Bieber, Kanye, etc. all start wearing it. It becomes a trendy thing like towards the end of 2015, beginning of 2016. And people are reselling these for hundreds of dollars, and I think they're like $50 if you go to a store like back then. And I just think it's kind of funny that because back then it was seen as a very uncool, unpopular item, but now if you have it, you know, you get like 500 likes on Instagram and whatnot. And I'm kind of starting to think that won't be like a true thing that's gonna last, at least like in menswear, as being a popular item. Because I personally never liked the Vans slip-on. It's just also personal preference. It kind of just reminds me of like the shoes that prisoners wear. I think it actually is very similar to that. Actually, I will post a picture right here. But I just think it's really kind of funny that you'll see like those like kind of like hypebeast kids from that you remember back in the day would always pick on those kids who really genuinely liked it. But now because Bieber wears it, they're rocking it and acting like they've always liked it. And granted, people do have the right to kind of change their style and evolve, but I just think it's hilarious that like people are paying $100, $150 for like the Vans checkered authentics, as well as like these like leather slip-on checkered Vans or something like that. I think it's crazy. I don't think it's gonna last, so don't pay $100, $200 for those shoes. They're definitely not worth it. And next we got the retro band tees. And notice how I didn't say vintage band tees, because like a retro band tee is essentially a reproduction or recreation of the t-shirts that came out in the past for these various bands like Metallica, Black Sabbath, and you know, etc. goes on. So Jerry Lorenzo obviously made this really popular, and he has a pretty vast collection, at least according to this interview that I read that was done with him, of vintage tees that he picks up at thrifts and, you know, big like kind of swap meets and other shit like that, and also pieces he's acquired over the years. So the reason he likes those a lot is because the cut and the fit are way different than like what's produced now. And why I don't really like the retro band tee versus the vintage band tee is you'll have stores, once again, like Forever 21, etc., which sometimes do things really well, and they can get like the trend. They can actually execute and make it very similar to what's like more expensive. But as of late, especially with H&M, man, this is nasty ass Metallica tee that they make that totally missed the point of like the trend, which was the vintage band tees have kind of more of a boxier fit, and you know, like the sleeve, the cut of the sleeve is different. But these are like really like kind of off. The print looks really cheap, and I know it is like a lower tier item from H&M, but it just looks like they didn't even try. Like whoever designed it should definitely not be working for them. Like you'll see like the sleeves are kind of cut very, I don't know, they're a little too short for my taste. The print just looks really awful, and I will hopefully find a picture of it and post it here. And also the other thing is, a lot of these kids wearing that stuff, they don't listen to that music. And also kind of like going back to like the Vans, these shirts were kind of just like those checkered slip-ons and like checkered authentics. Like they were very kind of seen as unpopular back then. And even though like Iron Maiden has nothing to do with like emo kids at all, like for anybody who listens to the music, it is not related to emo kind of music at all. It is not that. But I remember kids who would wear it, and one kid in particular in my school who would wear it, people would like call him emo and shit for wearing like rock t-shirts, which blows my mind because that's not an emo band at all. And now all the hypebeast kids too, who I remember from school, all wearing Metallica t-shirts, all wearing Iron Maiden t-shirts, all wearing, you know, anything, Marilyn Manson t-shirts, whatever. And I know damn well, like, because I remember their faces, I know damn well who made fun of that kid in high school. But now they're all rocking and being like, you know, with the hashtag Metallica, hashtag Jerry Lorenzo, hashtag Pog and all that shit, you know, they're trying to get the likes up and shit. But it's just hilarious to me, like, you don't like the band. Granted, the pictures are cool. I really do like the design of these shirts, but you're the same dude who picked on these kids. Like, I think that's kind of, I think this is kind of crazy. Do I think this is kind of going to keep on going and lasting? I think those people who really do enjoy those bands, or who just really like the fit, because you don't even have to like the band, to be honest. If you really just like the shirt and you like maybe the graphic or you like the design, then, you know, go ahead and wear it. Like, who gives a shit? Like, if some like kind of like music elitist goes up to you and questions your music taste, who gives a fuck? Fuck that guy. But if you're like that same dude who picked on those kids and you're wearing them now, and then next year you're gonna be making fun of them again, you're just kind of a fucking lame, to be perfectly honest, because you can't wear that. I mean, you can't make fun of it, then wear it because it's cool, then make fun of it again once it's not cool. I just think that's really lame. I know a lot of people are gonna be like that, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, band tees for bands you don't listen to. And moving on, this is kind of the trend that's definitely taken over. You could say that Kanye completely ripped off a brand called Born and Raised, I believe is the name of the brand, with that Tombstone kind of font. It's like the Gothic font, I mean, but it's shaped in like a tombstone on the back of the shirts. And Born and Raised, this has been their bread and butter for a very long time. Like, this was kind of their signature look. And, you know, Kanye with the Life of Pablo merch kind of completely took inspiration from that, which is totally fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of people kind of give him all the credit for that. And you see all these kids like wearing like the Pablo merch and whatnot. And that's totally cool, like whatever, even though they're printed on like really cheap shirts and all that stuff goes for hundreds of dollars, which I still think is bullshit because, yeah, no, that's a whole nother conversation. Like, that's a whole nother fucking thing we'll get into for another time. But I'm starting to see it pop up everywhere with like a lot of like up and coming streetwear brands. They're just entirely ripping off or bootlegging like the Pablo merch. You got Forever 21 now, I believe, repeat offender on this fucking list. They make a shirt now that has the Tombstone like kind of layout on the back with the same Gothic font print. And I just don't think that's going to be something that lasts either. And I feel like Kanye used to really try hard on like his merch. Like, we're not talking about Yeezy season, we're talking about like tour merch and stuff that, you know, goes on sale at various concerts. The Watch the Throne shirts were awesome. Granted, they were printed on Hanes tees, but it's a tour shirt. You don't expect too much high quality, and I believe they went for $40. But Riccardo Tisci of Givenchy, you know, famous for the Rottweiler print, etc., he designed those shirts with Kanye. So I think that's why those were kind of like the big standout thing to me. The Yeezus tour merch was really sick. Granted, it did take inspiration from Metallica tour merch, but it still kind of had its own aesthetic to it. But with these like Pablo, like, these Pablo shirts, man, printed on these Gildan like $1 tees, and then like these like Gildan like $10 hoodies. I think inflating the price to $200 or $250, whatever these things go for, or like even putting the Tombstone logo with the font on these like old Levi's jackets that you got at like the thrift store. I think that's just so lazy. And Kanye's supposed to be that guy. You know, he's supposed to be that dude who's trying to get prices down. He's supposed to be that guy who's trying to be like, or who's a creative genius with design. And I love Kanye's music, I always have, but I just think that's bullshit. I mean, you can disagree with me, it's perfectly fine, because everybody has different profit margins, obviously, when it comes to what they're selling. But I think this Gildan bullshit for $200 or whatever they're selling those hoodies for is a little obscene, because it doesn't even look like there's a lot of attempts to make something really creative. You can literally MS Paint this font, I'm pretty sure. It's like the Gothic whatever font. It's really easy to find. You can bootleg this and no one would notice. That's kind of like why a lot of brands are doing it. But but it's becoming really, really corny, and I kind of feel bad for Born and Raised. They're not getting the credit that they deserve because they're kind of the pioneers of this look. I don't think Kanye's ever given them credit either. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys think too many brands are starting to do this? Do you think Kanye is wrong for not kind of giving them a shout out? And do you think it's bullshit that like he's selling these fucking tees, or I mean not the tees, he's selling these hoodies for like $200, but they're Gildan hoodies. Like they're not some high quality item, that'd be a different story. But they're literally Gildan hoodies with screen print. You could do this in your fucking graphics class at your high school or your college. So yeah, like, sorry, I kind of went off on a rant. That was supposed to be specifically like me kind of not liking that kind of look, like the Gothic font with the Tombstone, like layout. But it ended up going into me just ranting about Kanye like bullshitting with the prices. But anyway, I still love Kanye. Don't kind of like take it like I dislike him or I'm hating on him, because I definitely am not. I've supported him with music. I bought every album pretty much, with the exception of Life of Pablo, because, you know, had to get that elsewhere, because I'm not paying for Tidal or Apple Music or whatever the fuck else. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about all these trends that I named. Will any of these be staples in menswear in the future, or are they all really just fads like I think they will be? Feel free to light me up in the comment section. Like I said, you can talk shit about me. It's totally cool. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you guys would like another video like this, feel free to let me know. And yeah, peace out, YouTube. They have 750 low tops. So, and then they also have a multitude of Yeezy 350 boosts in a variety of colors, just like the